So before I go into this, I'm not taking credit single-handedly for imposing, but necessarily it's part of the macro psychological complex that's engineered a reduction in crime rate across the board. Crime rate generalistically is produced by a singular entity in the United States over a ton of its foundational level in 1914, nominal, with continuity that those demographics that were present up until today, maintaining their general pattern percentage of criminality per capita, with variant topologies of environmental variables per, area, varying the topology of that generalistically, but not necessarily over ton of a, quantitative based upon population size and compression in major cities over tonnage, outside of the singular group causing most crime in the United States of a murder rate, 10 times the murder rate of white, 8 times group car theft, 5 to 8 times all other crime statistics across the board, and more murder than 65% of the population, being only 13.6% of the population. So, thank you FBI for, being the tip of the spear in engineering, multifacetous, the exact apprehension and pinpointing of generalistically the commonality that exists within this group and other groups attached to the gray pie machine intelligence plurad that we've established in other training session is a unilateral data organism. Hispanic, region biosynthoid Africano, Asiatic, Semite, all working in conjunction for 112 years as a unilateral circuited singular entity across all domains of economy, patent, behavior paradigm, reproduction, everything as a singular, autonomous to the other genetics organism. So, but region biosynthoid Africano being responsible for most crime in the United States to speak of, generalistically. So, when you fear complex, an entire hive mind, it has an engineering of a general macro, all crime goes down, that's expressed by that entity. And then if you piecemeal it, say before this, full demo biosurgical harmonic weaponry to morphogenetic signature was in Earth, terrestrial nation states, United States especially, and Earth as seen from space, see the other talks for what that means. But you can't threaten a tuple of a hive mind individually with fear complex or the threat of authority stepping in if does something. Has no effect. Because those tuples you see on the day in interaction, say with law enforcement at the coppers of fighting, have no fear complex towards the end of death, have no self-preservation instinct at the moment. That's a hive mind. The group self as if self code kicks in, collateral damage expendable one tuple, as long as the hive mind continuity is its organism continuance in decentralized fashion. So you have to threaten the entire hive mind with deletion, which has occurred and been massively injected through certain facets internationally into that hive mind to know that this is the case. That surgical, biological, viral weaponry exists to surgically and with little to no collateral damage fallout affect their genetic to termination 0 and no other genetics affected. So that has an engineering effect of boof. So this is precursor to a basic talk that I had with, not a basic, well it is a basic, it's a commonality occurrence in Memphis on a bus that's inversely proportional. It's like 65% or more, usually 90% or more region biosynthoid Africano and maybe 1 or 2 white people, that are getting maybe ritualistically harassed on the bus by these persons that also have, so they have group self as if self code, can do no harm, fake empathy and exultation as a facade, and programmed self-reflexively. That's why that joke, I am they and we are communities, is so funny when you know about the genetic and the general behavior paradigm. I am they and we are the communities. So this is precursor a recording. I always keep my phone on record. I expect everyone else to do that. That's in high rotating macro positions. And in fields necessarily on Earth, I'm a tuple that's unfuckwithable necessarily. If you fuck with me, that shit goes off from space. Poof, gonzo. So other people, not necessarily so high rotatingly, say important to the curation process, and that wouldn't occur for them. So there's not a hands off. So keep your stuff recording and keep your wits about you. I just walk around with my thumb in my ass. Like you hear on the video, on the recording, I just tell them you have full demo bio, surgical harmonic weaponry to your morphogenetic signature as a mass group organism that affects no one else, surgically, to zero. Fuck around and find out, buddy. So the reason this person is interacting with me on the bus, out of hand, is a lady gets on right in front of Unity Lodge, right across from Regions Bank, in front of a chicken restaurant. And the bus driver says to this lady, "You're not getting on my bus again. This is the last time." She's got a giant suitcase, 4 bags, that two people on the bench seat have to stand up on the bench seat so she can slide the big suitcase under, which is fine. Homeless people happen, but be more industrious and utilitarian about your homelessness. Come on, don't carry your whole house around with you. It's like The Jerk, the end of The Jerk movie, right? Maybe I just keep this lamp. Maybe I just keep all of these clothes, 100 pounds of clothes, and carry them around with me all over Memphis. So, it's sad whomever happens to be have to be homeless. This is, let's get past that. All right, so she's on the bus, and the bus rocks, and she falls on top of me with like 4 very heavy bags and like into my lap and all over my backpack, right? And I go, "Get the fuck off of me. Scooch over. You're sitting on top of me," right? And then this guy in the back, because this lady falls on me. So this is I attack people, the complexified protection racket in complex autonomic code of someone who's drinking a 48-ounce beer as well in the back of the bus. Can't stop drinking or smoking cigarettes. Can't stop eating. Can't stop drawing twice as much subsidies as their total percentage weight in the populace. So he goes, "You KKK," right? I'm what? I'm a KKK because she fell on me? What? How does that work? What kind of logic did you draw to assert that I'm a KKK person? And then I go, "You're full of shit. I'm not. Southern Poverty Law Center equals the KKK. You didn't exist till 1914 in the United States or on Earth at all, mathematically. It's been proven. You're completely full of shit." Right? And then he continues with the generic, stereotypical, "I'm an angry black male, you're a white guy, I have a default racist opinion about you that has no historical logic, relevance, and fact, and armed with fake empathy, to where I have to receive a giant person falling on me and be nice about it," right? And then even apologize to the lady for her falling on me, is what's expected from that person. So if I didn't say, "Ouch," right? "Ouch, you fell on me," right? He wouldn't have asserted that I'm part of the KKK, which I'm not. Nobody is, unless they're part of 322 CIA Grey Lodge. There is no anything that happened before 1914 that's mathematically laid on by a machine intelligence. The patent record in the entire history has a patterned, surgical, like a machine intelligence would lay on, fake historical record, just like the patent record. They don't exist till 1914. Calls upon fake history, expects, regardless of any action, empathy overbearing at their invasive action upon you. And then keeps doing this, keeps saying stuff. Very emotively racist stuff, right? I'm not racist, I'm a scientist, I'm an anthropologist. There's a difference. So, and then another tuple of region biosynthoid africano hive mind chimes in and goes, "Sir, please stop. He's one of the, well-spoken ones, has a button shirt on. Please stop. While this guy is still jibber-jabbering and racist garbage, from the back seat. He doesn't tell that person to shut up. He tells me to shut up. So you remember during COVID when 7 million people died and you were silenced on social media saying L-cysteine or something that would have prevented 7 million deaths. I remember that because I tried to say that and I was silenced in the same way. Oh, please, sir, follow the mandate, cover up your mouth. So you see where that goes. So that's not to happen again. And so this exemplar of recording is just a commonality incident that happens all the time and needed this introduction video to contextualize so that you hear it with your own ears. You've experienced this in the wild. Do not, overbearingly exude empathy and underdog tuck your tail into this, regardless of however many regions are on the bus. But do, since you aren't me and have, you've fucked with, and are lower hanging fruit in the intelligence or law enforcement or other complexes, keep your wits about you and don't overbearingly instigate the hive because they will move on you like a fucking hive mind, like fire ants. So if you aren't protected by, if you fuck with me, your entire group gets deleted, keep your wits about you and don't necessarily motion into situations that are overbearingly over-presentation saturation of region biosynthoid africano. Makes sense, especially in Democrat-run cities where there's 11.5 times murder rate as compared to Republican-run cities. So that's irregardless of region saturation, and especially because of that, necessarily that overtick. So it goes without saying that committing to those cities without the proper context relevance in operations with your thumb in your ass, like me, isn't a good, rule of thumb necessarily until Rice repasses in this tuple since 1914 that's caused there would be $2,200 trillion in net worth for the white populace in the United States right now if the region biosynthoid africano didn't exist in the conversation of economy. So 54 times the U.S. deficit could be paid off. So single-handedly responsible for the national debt entirely unto self, 10 times the murder rate, 5 to 8 times per capita, all other things. And only produces what? 6 patents to 235 against. Is surgically complexly autonomic, machine intelligence as if animate life, and Heilig. So all of these factors need to be considered at the macro intelligence and law enforcement level. It goes without saying. It's a basic context relevance for engagement per tuple. So pre-Ricera, you can imagine, once you know this, when you're engaging with a single tuple, there's no self-preservation instinct at some point. Ask any officer that's been in a situation like that. Blind, goes into animal mode, runs at you, and you have to defend yourself. And if you're in a Democrat city, you might go to jail for defending yourself. So now we'll let the recording play with this context relevance. and actually get to work today instead of having to deal with this bullshit.
This is your last ride with me. Come on. Locking my house out, bags and luggage and stuff. No, man. You're going to get on another fix. How good do I have to learn? No, I'm going to take you back to where you're going. But if you plan on getting on another bus today, it's going to be another fix. It ain't going to be me. I know that. Alright, just make sure you know. Yeah, I know. I'm locking my house out.
When did you do that?
I dropped it all out.
It ain't none. Could I put my bag under here? That's okay. Put it where under the seat.
Yeah, I guess you can go up.
It'll go under there.
Next stop, Poplar Perkins.
This is Nashville, and didn't cause no problem. These are only spirits that deal.
Next stop, Brookings extension of Poplar Avenue.
Dude, come on, come on. Stop sitting on my shit. Come on.
Next stop, Poplar Grove Park.
She just fell on me. So I'm a Ku Klux Klan? Okay. Okay. Southern Poverty Law Center equals the KKK. Explain that. Talk to the FBI about it. It's not me that's full of shit. I'm from outer space. I ain't from around here, buddy.
Next stop, Poplar Grove Park.
Keep your lower software's bullshit off me.
Next stop, Poplar Oak Court. Next stop, Poplar at Cherry. Next stop, Poplar at Cherry. Next stop, Poplar at Greenfield. Next stop, Poplar at Goodland.
Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus
Next
is
stop,
turning.
Central Avenue at Bristol.
Caution, bus is turning.
Transfer route 2. Next stop, Central Avenue at Grandview. Next stop, Central at Zach H. Curley. Transfer route 2. Next stop, Central at Union Crosswalk. Next stop, Central at Delphi.
Caution, bus
My
is
bad.
turning.
You ready to put the road? My bad.
Caution, bus is turning.
Next stop, Central Avenue at Patterson. Next stop, Central Avenue at Highland.
Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus is turning. Caution.
Next stop,
bus is
Highland
turning.
Street at Windover. Transfer routes 34 and 8.
I'm a data scientist. Study the year 1914. It's hilarious when you make those arguments.
I got what enough money. Put that on everything. I got what you better go. Put that on my mama.
Full demo biological and surgical harmonic weaponry to morphogenetic signature for entire demo. That's the square. That's the only way to deal with a hive mind. And that squares in with every nation state in the world. So deal with it.
I bet you ain't gonna be able to see how to eat your food no more.
See how the crime rate's down across the United States? That's why, what I just said. You have to threaten the whole hive with deletion. And that deletion is in. Regardless of anything.
You ain't gonna be wearing some shade for real for the rest of your life.
You're just speeding up rice run.
Say what I had to say.
I heard it. Sounds like every other person that I've ever heard say that crap to
You
me.
ain't gonna be able to see how to eat your food no more. I bet you that. I bet you that. I bet you that. I bet you your ass gonna have somebody goddamn cook your food for you for the rest of your life. I bet you.
Yeah, a professional cook that works for me. You're exactly right. Very expensive too. Michelin star.
Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus is turning.
Fucking white trash.
Next stop, Poplar Avenue and Highland Street. Transfer with routes 1, 34, and 8.
Why do you think I'm white? I told you I'm not from around here.
Sir, I don't give a fuck where you from.
I'm talking back at him. I can say whatever I want to, buddy. You told me to be quiet. I'll silence your whole species.
You on a bus full of black people, man. You know that?
Oh, I'm aware of that. Full demo bio in.
You on a bus full of black folks, man.
That goes off if you fuck with me.
Sir, just leave it alone.
Oh, me leave it alone. I'm causing it. Okay.
One roll, everybody gonna roll on. Please,
That's why the full demo bio is in.
please,
Oh, please me.
please.
Are you asking
Yes,
nicely?
Sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Well, tell that to him. You hear him talking too, right?
But you
But I'm talking because I'm a white man, so I have to
no,
be
that ain't got
quiet.
nothing to do with it.
I'm not even white. Why do you assume I'm white?
I didn't say that.
He said that, you said that, and you're telling me to be quiet, but not telling him to be quiet.
say that, sir.
Selectively. That makes you a racist.
Sir, I did
That
not
makes
say-
him a
I did
racist.
not say that.
Most racist, little optic I've ever seen in my whole life. Assumes I'm white.
Next stop,
Because of the color of my
Poplar
skin.
Rest
I can't believe it.
Caution, bus is turning. Caution, bus is turning.
I can feel the heat. I can feel that heat.
Next stop, Poplar
Yeah,
Rest.
I don't sit out there. A couple of months ago, they had ice in it.
Next stop, Poplar
Cars
Rest.
couldn't drive. There was ice everywhere. Now look at it. 3 months later.
Next stop, Poplar Park.
say is enjoy the time you have. Other aliens appeared in 2022 that aren't gray. They're deleting gray paradigm genetics.
That motherfucker.